Welcome back, everyone. Here we are on day 28 of the Doing All the Things Challenge. I am Kate, so close to the finish line. Quick update for today, so let's get right into it. Starting with my sleep, can't check that one off today. 4 hours, 55 minutes. Now, let's take a look at how long I fasted and what I broke my fast with. And let me tell you, it was pretty good. Breaking my fast at over 18 hours today. I did already have a few sips of the latte there. So essentially a dirty fast. And I had a cup of coffee last night with cream, but yum, look at this breakfast. It is steak and eggs. Been practicing my runny yolks with my homemade salsa and some avocado. Now, mind you, on Saturday and Sunday, I walk 1 mile usually. However, as we can see, today's walk was almost 3.5 miles. And look at the minute per mile, over 31 minutes per mile. Now, that's because we're not out there power walking. We're really out there enjoying the trails in Fountain, Colorado. And just all the life that exists out there too. So go ahead and check that out. I've got a few clips from our walk today. Can you roll your window down? Mm-hmm. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, one in the tree, I think. I don't see it. Yuck, did you see how big that was? Oh, okay, I see him now. There we go. There we go. Oh, there it goes. Wow. Oh, there they are. Now, I really had the intention to come to you guys today and say, hey, I ate this yummy chili relleno, and consider it low carb because I do for whatever reason. But the restaurant we went to was not impressed, and it wasn't the kind of low carb I was thinking in a sense, because they do wrap their chili rellenos in, what are they called? Egg roll wrappers. So, and then stuffed them with cream cheese. Just, when you have a craving and then you go to fulfill that craving and it's not at all as you were hoping, that's what dinner was. But anyway, I do want to point out the chips. I did have about 6 chips total, I believe, maybe 7. I was definitely counting them, but definitely did have chips. And then again, those chili rellenos. I did have some of the beans, and I certainly had that Mexican slaw they serve at Mexican restaurants. Maybe a tiny bit of the rice, like when I say a tiny bit, I'm talking maybe one little bite. And then also mainly chose this restaurant because it does sit right against the river. So just a really nice place to sit and eat. So dinner was not good. I do not recommend that place at all. And any local here is probably going to know which restaurant this is, but not a fan of them. They've been around forever. just not a fan of their food at all. But I do want to point out, if you'll notice, on Saturdays, I do tend to eat more carbs, essentially. So yes, I had the carbs from the whipped cream, the carbs in the chips, and then whatever in the beans, and then the wrappers themselves, and whatever carbs, right? But again, I'm not eating low carb, just lower carb. But I do eat more carbs on Saturday, because then I jump into that 36-hour fast for the week. So something to keep in mind. So now let's also check out ketosis for the day, testing at the end of the day, 6:45-ish. Let's go ahead and see those results. I did decide to go ahead and test for ketosis, and mainly too, I wasn't too sure how it would come back, being that I had all those carbs for dinner. So testing about 2 hours after dinner, and gosh, it's a funky color, but I'm gonna just probably call it small. I don't know, somewhere between there. I always have a hard time to discern those two colors, apparently. Now, I do want to point out that I feel I'm able to maintain a state of ketosis and eat carbs because of the amount of activity that I do. The fasting comes into play, and the fact that I do keep carbs pretty minimal the majority of the time, aside from getting those carbs from vegetables. So, or my cream and my coffee, my half and half essentially. But it all kind of ties together, and I think that's why I'm able to consistently test for ketones in my urine. And then again, I'm starting that 36-hour fast tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll just maintain being in ketosis. Just wanted to point out those few things that I feel lead to the success of me staying in ketosis. And then let's go ahead and jump into my daily checklist. All right, June 28th, here we go. No alcohol, no weed, no cigarettes. I did walk 2 miles 5 times this week, at least 1 mile twice this week. Got my Pilates in. I'm open to receiving this random $5,000 I put on here. And I have completed eating the 30 different plants this week. Did fast for at least 16 hours daily. Did complete that 36-hour fast. Lower carb. I'm still debating if I get to check this one despite dinner, but the fact that I didn't have the rice, I'm just going to say yes. And I didn't eat all the chips, so I'm going to give myself credit and say yes, lower carb. I did my mindful minute. I don't get to check my sleep, and that's okay. I did update and post daily. Didn't have to work today. Drank at least 3 bottles of water. I did have some tea. I will close my Apple Watch rings. I cooked breakfast at home. And then definitely will post a Kate heart. And there's the list for day 28. Like I said, a pretty quick update for you all. Don't really have too much. I do hope to post some videos of just the walks that we have taken down there in Fountain, mainly for everyone to see the wildlife, but also just the sounds of the birds while out there. Just really awesome. If there was a way to transmit the smell, that would be a lot of fun too, because there are some really just great smells, like fresh smells out there. But anyway, that's all I have for day 28. Almost there. I'm so excited. So I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 29. Thank you so much for tuning in, showing up, and watching. Let me know how you guys are doing down below. See you soon.